Well, hello and welcome. Today we're going to be talking about a pretty revolutionary new online 4-week program to help you or someone you love overcome the grief that is keeping you stuck from a loss in your life. So, if you're someone that feels like you're just unable to move forward or you're not able to move through the pain that a loss of anything has caused in your life, then I want to encourage you to stick around because we're going to talk about what this program covers. We're going to go in depth through each thing to really help you decide if this is a good fit for you to get yourself involved in this 4-week program. But before we move forward, I think it's so important for me to introduce the facilitator who is going to be really hosting this 4-week course, which is Lori, who is beside me. So, Lori, why don't you just quickly introduce yourself, talk about what you do, and then let everybody in on your personal journey with grief and loss.
Hi, Danny. My name is Lori Freeman, and I do grief recovery work. I am a certified grief recovery specialist in the grief recovery method. I have my own business, and I got brought into this because of my own grief journey. Um, 12 years ago, April 2nd, 2010, my 19-year-old son took his life. 2 weeks after that, my daughter checked herself into rehab for prescription drugs, and that's when we were uh, notified that she was bipolar. She was in rehab for 6 weeks. 7 months after my son took his life, my husband ended up taking his life. 5 years later, my daughter died of an accidental overdose, and 3 years after that, my mom died from dementia. So I have experienced quite a bit of grief. I know what grief is like, and I know that doing these programs, the grief recovery method and facing the mourning, can help you traverse that grief journey and get to the other side where you feel joy and happiness towards life again.
And I love that, Lori. So your mission is you've gone through this, you felt it, you felt the pain, you felt the stuck, you felt the isolation, but you just really want to help other people kind of move through it. And
Yeah.
anybody that's worked with you, any of your reviews, they've all had great experiences. So let's dive right into what this is. So we have the stuff under us, Facing the Morning, a 4-week online course. Talk about what is Facing the Morning.
So, Facing the Mourning, like it says here, it's a 4-week course. It's 1.5 hours approximately per week. It's a support group where we do book reading and we do a hands-on process of dealing with our grief. We think, we do creative activities. It's a very unique experience. It's designed to help people in the grieving process by using visual item tasks, emotional tasks, and thought-provoking tools. And you will share stories, you'll create memorials, you will do letter writing, you will do journaling, and you will share all of this with people in the group.
Yeah, so this is a group. So you got to be comfortable in a group setting, which is powerful because sometimes you feel crazy in your own grief. Sometimes you feel like no one else is going through this, and there's really a lot of power in hearing from other people that they're stuck, or more importantly, what they did to get through because you know they've qualified themselves. And I like how you said it's a little bit beyond the book. And what we mean by that is there's books you can read, there's self-help guides that are out there. You know, maybe you're somebody that has read the books, you've gotten all the information, you're just not getting through. And Lori, you touched on this, but talk about how this goes much deeper than just a book.
So you'll be presented with different ideas, different methods, different tools to help you express your feelings of grief. Sometimes just reading a book is it's all in your head. This gets it out of your head, out of your heart, and gives you weekly assignments to do, weekly activities, and to help you with the concepts that we talk about from the reading. And it just gives you a chance to express yourself and your feelings in your way.
Yeah, so we've established, if you're ready to do the work, you're ready to get in and do the exercises that are designed to help you systematically move through your grief. And again, stick around because we're going to touch on those in a minute. Um, but talk about who's really not a good fit for this style of course.
So someone who's not a good fit is someone who is not willing to participate in the tasks, not willing to participate in the discussions and the activities, and also someone who may be experiencing complex grief, PTSD, emotions that are so deep and so painful that they need to be addressed with a professional therapist.
Fantastic. And let's just hop right into what this 4-week course covers, because this is the meat and potatoes. This is the work. If you decide to join this online group that is going to get you through this, and it's systematic and it's on purpose. So we're going to go through that one by one. First, Lori, let's talk about keeping your memories alive. Talk about why that's so important, and that's the first step.
So, Keeping Your Memories Alive is one of the week's programs, and it's creating a memorial. And a memorial is a remembrance or a dedication to your loved one. Is keep trying to keep their spirit alive and to give you happiness at looking at perhaps pictures or whatever memorial you'll have to make you remember fondly the time you had with that person. We'll discuss memorial ideas. We'll share memorial ideas that have already been created. And on the screen right now are two of my memorials. The one with all the little photos, those are pictures of my son throughout all stages of his life. And when I look at that, I get really happy. I was with him standing there in the snowboard. I was there that day with all his buddies, all 16-year-olds, very sweaty. It just brings back happy memories. All of those pictures do. Him playing basketball, soccer, all that. It makes me smile for the time that I had with him. And, excuse me, to the right are angels that I received from my coworkers after he died. And it means so much that I have those angels there. And I like to think that he's an angel looking down on me.
Yeah, I love that. And I love that you shared a memorial is about memorializing that person, not
Mhm.
remembering the person and think about what you've lost, but moving forward, it's remembering that person and think about what they've given you and the great memories that you have. And I love that you tear up a little because, that when we talk all the time, you'll hear us say over and 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 over. And I say that so much on purpose, but grief is a journey. You don't overcome this. It's not a disease that you just break free from and it never comes back again. You can be transparent and honest, Lori, but you have good days and bad days. The difference with where you're at in your grief recovery process is you get yourself out of the bad days quicker. You know what you need to do.
Mhm.
And we'll talk about
I,
that a little later because that's kind of a lot of working toward the future stuff too.
yes.
So one of the second things that you have always expressed to me is one of the more powerful things that you did, and man, I would say 95% of all the programs that I've heard of have this aspect because
Yes.
of how powerful it is. Talk about letter writing and what that means. And when you're ready, go ahead and read the letter that you wrote to your daughter.
Yeah. So letter writing is the only real way to communicate with someone who's no longer here with us. And it's probably the best tool to safely um, express your emotions, your anger, your resentment, your guilt, and for sharing the memory of your loved ones with others. Um, I'm going to read a little bit of my letter that I wrote to my daughter after she died. So, Jill, when you checked into rehab after Chris died, I was so proud of you for getting the help you needed, but I also felt some resentment. I did not have the time to grieve Chris because of working and then taking care of your sweet boys. I want to apologize for my resentment. The time with the boys was priceless, and having you embrace rehab was a gift. Jill, you were such a beautiful woman. You were so loving, giving, and such a great mom. I was so proud to be your mom. I am so thankful for the time that I had with you. I regret the early years that I was so busy that I did not spend time with you. I'm so thankful for the years where it seemed like you and me against the world because Daddy was so busy working. I loved our sightseeing trips in the Grand Canyon, Santa Fe, Seattle, and all of the beaches we went to. Jill, I am so thankful for the grandsons you gave me. I am so blessed to be part of their lives, and I hope you are looking down on us with a smile. I love you and I miss you. Love, Mom.
Wow, Lori, that's beautiful. And to anyone, I've been helping you and working with you for a while. One thing I noticed right off the bat is you were able to talk about that resentment. When there's loss, especially unexpected loss, a lot of the times there's resentment, things you feel. Why did you do this to me? What things did really held me back? And very early on, you apologize for that resentment. You apologize for the way
Mhm.
you feel. And that was about you. That's freeing you from the pain of things that
Yes.
you're feeling. And then that ability to just be honest. So that's really beautiful. And that's an idea of what you're going to really write and be able to express to your loved one with the effort of getting you where you need to be. Because we've heard a million
Correct.
times resentment is like eating the poison and hoping the other person dies and it holds you back. Um,
It does.
but after this really strong,
This letter is all for you to let you get rid of all those emotions that are swirling around inside you. Because once you vocalize it, it doesn't seem to weigh down on you so much anymore.
yeah. And I love your, emotions when you do this, Lori. It tells us you're not necessarily just a clinician that went to school to figure out how to do this. You're a person doing this and working on this every day, which is why I think anybody considering taking a course can get such value because they can ask you real life questions how you move through it. Um,
Yeah.
but after this crazy powerful letter writing process where you really get closure, this is where people feel like they really open up and step over a big hill. It doesn't end
Right.
there. It doesn't end there because next we need to start to work towards what the future looks like. So talk about how working towards the future is such a big part of the program.
So, working towards the future is learning to set goals and milestones to help you towards overcoming your grief. So, a goal is the result of an effort towards which you direct your your effort, and a milestone is a significant event. So, how do milestones and goals relate? Um, Milestones is the how you feel you're making progress towards that goal. It's a measurable piece of an action. You can actually say, I did this. And so a goal could be, especially when you're grieving, is self care. Getting up in the morning and taking a shower. That is a milestone towards the goal of self care. It is eating right, getting out, getting exercise, going outside, getting some fresh air. And even for women, putting makeup on again, because we've been crying so much that we don't wear it. So those are milestones towards a goal of self care. So by setting goals and having those milestones, you can check off that you achieved that goal and then go to your next goal and help you to move through and feel like you're getting unstuck from grief.
Yeah, so it's a powerful tool as well because it's what's setting you up to move forward and to be the person you want to be. Because again, if you just feel debilitated and lost and isolated in grief, then you've likely let a lot of things go that you love about yourself. And really, at the end of the day, this whole process is about finding and remembering the things you love about yourself and maybe starting to get to the point where you want to be, where you feel healthy. Because we feel you. If you're stuck, if you're isolated, it hurts. It's hard. This isn't easy. And it's not where you want to be, it's where you ended up. And that's where this program is going to kind of help you move through this stuff. Um, and,
This is
and
where you decide where you want to go.
yeah, yes, set your goals, make them big, and let's get there together as a group. And last but not least, of course, is one that you call in this program, which is journaling your thoughts. So help somebody understand what that is, what it looks like, and why it's important.
So, the definition of a journal is a record of your experiences, your ideas, your reflections that you keep on a regular basis, and it's just for you. It's totally private. It's a place for you to write your feelings. It can be a measure of your progress towards your goals, and it can be a friend. It can help you to unload those feelings and emotions that are going on inside your head, putting them down on paper, and then it will help your improve your ability to cope with life. So we will learn how to do journaling and how it can help you progress through your grief journey.
Yeah, because this journal can be as simple as writing everything down, the good, the bad, the everything in between, recognizing when you feel bad and writing that down, and really
Hmm.
that last week you felt that, and recognizing when you feel good and giving yourself the credit, and kind of moving through that sort of, yeah, you're right, the little blueprint, the little map of how you're working through your grief. And my thoughts are, Lori, even after the 4-week program, that's something that continues, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yep. It's a really interesting to see if you look back when you first started the journal, and
Mhm.
maybe 6 months down the road, you look at it and it's like, I'm better. I'm getting there. I'm starting to enjoy life. I'm assimilating this loss into my life, and I'm moving forward in my life. It's powerful.
Which is beautiful, which is what we want for you. We want you to find a bit more freedom, and that's what these programs are really dedicated to do. So I think that's a great, really overview of what this is. These programs are ready to go. These groups are ready to go. There are limited amount of numbers that can really join these groups, and it's been really busy. So if you want to be considered to be in one of these groups and work through this online course anywhere in the United States at any time, then we're going to put some information at the end to email Lori at Lori at griefrecoverywithlori.com, which is also in the description or somewhere on the page. So for Lori, for anybody that's kind of on the fence, they don't really know, they have some questions, they want to learn more, what's a good next step for them?
They can email me, they can give me a call. Let's talk through what your fears are, what you think is holding you back, why you think you're on the fence, and maybe you're afraid to do this. You're afraid to touch on those feelings and emotions. Let's talk about it, and let's just come to a conclusion together that you're ready for this program. Just, give me a call, reach out. I'm here.
Or you're not.
I
You can
want to
expect,
help.
yeah, you can expect a candid conversation from somebody that's been through this. And, you've been working in this industry for a long time. You've been helped through the grief recovery method. And this is just another tool in your tool belt to help those that are suffering, those that are in pain, to kind of move through it and get to the other side. So, Lori, thanks for your time today. Thanks for breaking down the program and really setting the expectations of what this is like. And stick around, because at the end of this video, we're going to show all the contact information for you to get a hold of Lori. So, Lori, thank you so much for today.
Thank you. Everybody have a good day.
All right. Bye bye.
Bye.